Hi, I'm Dr. Wilson. Welcome to ETEC 6308, Distance Learning. So, you would think that a distance learning program would involve how to create a distance learning lesson. And so that's what this is going to be, a course where you create really two final products. You're going to create a flipped lesson where some of the content students do before they come to class and online, and some of it is then in a very interactive way, very engaging in a face-to-face setting. And you will also create a online lesson, totally online lesson. And the amount of time you're going to spend in the online lesson will depend really on what you decide to do and create. It could last 1 or 2 days, or it could be an hour. So it just depends upon who your students are that you're creating it for and how long it'll take you to the students to go through it. As you're creating those two tools or lessons, you will work on several components and turn those in as individual assignments. So you will create a screencast, you will create a podcast, you will create a sketchcast, and I think there's something, and an interactive component. And so as you pre-think your two final pieces, your flipped lesson and your online lesson, be thinking about what you want to use and create and develop in which lessons. So you could have a podcast and a sketchcast in your flipped lesson, and then a screencast and interactive component in your online lesson. You could put just one of those in your flipped lesson, and then put 3 of those that you're going to develop for the online lesson. And then the other thing you're going to want to think about is, will you develop the flipped and the online on 2 different topics? Will it go in the same course or class? So you're going to need to pre-think that as well. So get started pre-thinking, because before you know it, you're going to create a screencast in week 3. And you'll also create a blog in week 2 using Weebly. And so hopefully you'll be able to do that as well. You've had some experience with Weebly, so you just need to think about how people will go about that in their own, what will you want people to do with the blog? Will it just be one-way blog? Will it need to be two-way? So, you will also pre-think that. So we got to get started. In week 1, you're going to, this is what you need to do for week 1. Module 1, week 1. By Wednesday, you need to check and say that you're going to be enrolled in this course. So it's very important that you've checked in by Wednesday. And then there's an introduction post that you will make. Tell us a little bit about yourself, what you're wanting to study, and be sure you include a picture with your post. Then discussion 1 will be where you summarize and compare and contrast online education with respect to 3 different kinds of students. So there's going to be what's happening in higher ed, And then what's happening with flipped or blended instruction, and that can either be in higher ed or K-12, your choice. And then particularly I want you to look at a K-12, and that can be either fully online. I think it should probably be fully online. So there's fully online all kinds of schools for K-12 students as well. So I want you to check out an article about that. Then you're going to list your resources, but for sure, compare and contrast what's being done and be sure you summarize that. I think I misspelled summarize. And then you're going to do one assignment for the week, and that is you're going to create a multimedia timeline. You're going to look at a few timelines included with respect to distance learning, and then go and make a timeline of your own. You've got a couple of free tools available to you that you can use. Those are in your directions for the post. But then create an interactive timeline that is focused on distance learning from 2000 to present. And so that is what you'll start with. And then there's also a chapter 1 of a book, which according to fair use, we can PDF that and make it available to you. What I want you to do is see what the foundations of distance learning are and how we got to here today. And then after that, in week 2, you're going to do a blog post, and then always there will be a sharing forum where you share what you've made and you go look at 2 other people's work. And then in week 3, you're going to do a screencast. Week 4, a sketchcast and a podcast. Week 5, an interactive tool. And then by week 6 and 7, you're going to create this flipped lesson and an online lesson. It's going to be a lot of fun. I hope that this becomes a wonderful introduction to you being able to maybe do some curriculum design for online or half and half blended learning. So let's get started and let's take off, and I can't wait to see your products. And we're going to share your products with your class as well, so everyone's going to get to see everything that's created in this class. So I'm anxious for you to learn from each other. All right, see you online.